And we're back. It's a time for a little bit of.
Johnny Connect Talk.
That's right. We're back. We're going to talk Canucks because that's what we talk about. Sometimes we talk about other stuff, whatever. But
Yeah.
I'm
Always
Adrian.
sends us
This is
back to
Roy.
Vancouver.
Yeah, that's right.
Hey, guys.
And we're going to do a little versus fun because everybody likes a little versus. One or the other. Don't sit on the fence. Pick a side. Okay, chocolate or vanilla? Obviously chocolate, even though.
Obviously none because I hate ice cream. But anyway, that's me.
Fair. So the first one I'm going to come up with is probably the most interesting one. Probably will be defining this whole video as it goes. Jake versus Zach MacEwen. Who you taking, Roy?
Who am I taking? I'm going to take Jake Virtanen just because I love the speed and power. And not that I don't like Zach MacEwen, but he scored 18 goals this year and Zach MacEwen did not. But he didn't play as many games either. So is this one that anybody loses really if you pick one?
It depends if there's going to be a way for Travis Green to find room for both of them in the lineup. So I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to take Jake. Obviously I've been a Jake supporter for a long time. I love what you mentioned about the 18 goals. Vancouver loves to jump on to what's recent, the recency bias, I would say. And it's Zach is definitely a player that's developing for the Canucks, and he's going to be a part of their future. A couple scrimmages may not be enough, and I think we saw enough of Jake's response in this latest scrimmage to probably and hopefully solidify that he will be in the starting lineup against Winnipeg. So the next one here, Roy, for you, this is your favorite one. This is Louis versus his own contract.
Man, the contract always wins. I'm not a Louis supporter. I'm not a Louis fan. I'm sure he's a nice guy. Louis, I don't care that Louis is doing really well in practice. I don't know how many times I have to say this. I know a lot. I've played sports a long time, and there's a lot of guys that are amazing in practice. And then they show up to a game, and you're like, why can't you do that in a game, though? You do this in practice. Why can't but anyway, I just don't – wait till Winnipeg. If Louis plays amazing against Winnipeg next week, then you know what? Okay, I'll become a believer. I have no problem. I want the Canucks to win. I just don't think they can win with Louis Eriksson. So that's where I'm at. I'll take Mott, Sutter, Beagle, MacEwen. I think MacEwen should be in the lineup. Going back to the last question, I think he should be in the lineup. He's earned it. I'm not saying he shouldn't be in the lineup. I'm with you. They should both be in the lineup. I just don't think Jake should be the expense is all. But yeah, no, I would take Eriksson out. But hey, let's see a game against another team. Eriksson's amazing in practice. He's also a veteran. There's no hitting really. Like you're not gonna have Ferland go and paste Louis into the boards and break him. Like that stuff doesn't happen. So we have to see a real game.
Okay. There's no question that the contract wins in this one. But Louis has come to camp in great shape, and he's looking good. He's looking real good.
So good at practice.
The next one is probably easier than in the last 24 hours than it was recently, and this is Markstrom versus Demko.
Oh, Markstrom's been unreal. Actually, both goalies have played really well. I know that last night it was a 5-2 game, but some of those Lind on a breakaway, like some of those, one was a really nice. Lind came in, took a shot, basically a breakaway because the C's open, and Demko made a huge save, and then Tana put in the rebound because there's no defense. The blue team just sucked last night. Markstrom has been brilliant though. Like some of the 5 breakaways he saved. Markstrom back into form, which is nice. It's great having 2 goalies that are good. It's going to make the offseason really hard.
Yeah, I mean Markstrom,
right?
He's looked so positionally sound, and we're talking scrimmages where there's zero defense, and Markstrom is just robbing guys. I think for me, I'm also a big Demko supporter, and would love the Canucks not to have to lose him to the Seattle boats. But
Killer boats.
The Ferland goal coming down the wing where he kind of flicked it and went over Demko's shoulder. That's one of those ones that you look at and you think, Markstrom may have let that in a couple of years ago, but that's the kind of goal in the playoffs that really, really takes the air out of the tires. So I'm definitely gonna go with you on the Markstrom. I'm gonna agree with you on that one. So The next one here we got is Toffoli versus Boeser.
Boeser's my guy. Like I've been a huge Boeser supporter since he's made the team. Not just because of his hockey, but what he brings to the team, the intangibles. So I'm a huge Boeser guy, but now the hockey is actually better. No one can argue right now that Boeser might be the best player in camp. Other than Markstrom, Boeser is the best player in camp for me. He's flying around. He's making great passes. He's a complete player, and people forget that. We always think about a shot. Interesting, he changed his curve on his stick and is having a little bit of success. Like sometimes you got to change things up, but I just think Boeser is going to be a real impactful player for this team. It'd be crazy to get rid of him. I don't even think it's close, to be honest. And Toffoli's played, 10 games with us? And Boeser's played, 130?
Yeah. So. Again, bringing up recency bias, I think, Toffoli being the shiny new toy, a player coveted in the NHL, probably somebody, I would say, similar to Pearson, maybe with a bit more of the snipe ability. And I think Vancouver, I think there are people that have undervalued Brock Boeser in the last year, the last 12 months. And I think he knows that. And he's come into camp, as you said, probably being the best player. He looks like he looks like a samurai out there. Like he's slicing and dicing. He's cutting through players like they're standing still. And it looks like he's got velocity on his shot. He could be a significant impact player during this play-in series coming up. So Fantenberg versus Ben. So who's our sixth defenseman?
Levy. No. Out of Fantenberg and Ben, I like Ben, but unfortunately his strength is on the other side that Vancouver wants him to be on. So I'm going to have to go Fantenberg until they realize that Ben actually plays better on the right side than he does the left, even though he's a left-handed shot. I'll take Fantenberg just because I think managements have kind of made up their mind. I don't think, to be honest, I don't know if either player actually deserves to be the sixth guy based on the play of some like Chatfield, Brisebois, Levy has been playing really great. So who's to say that position doesn't change? But right now I'll go Fantenberg.
So if they take an extra defenseman along for the ride, do you think it's safe to say that it's
Levy?
Do you think?
Yeah.
Over Chatfield?
Oh yeah. I think he was the 5th overall pick. Remember, they have to see what they have in him, and if he's improved as much as it seems like he has, making those outlet passes and stuff, then you bring him and just see what he can do against a team like Winnipeg.
Okay, so the last versus we have is Vancouver Canucks versus the Winnipeg Jets.
Next week, first play, the preseason game.
Yep, 6 days.
I love the Vancouver Canucks, obviously, but Winnipeg's a hard team. Winnipeg's a really hard team to play. Up and down the lineup, their forward lines, their defense is weak. That's their weak link. And they have a Vezina Trophy goalie. Not that we don't either. It's just our guy got hurt. But Hellebuck might be the favorite to win it. I just think Winnipeg is more playoff ready, that team. However, I think that Vancouver can definitely play. It's going to be a great game for a preseason game. I can't believe we're hyping a preseason game, but I am interested in it. I do think Winnipeg is the better team, though.
Yeah. There's some similarities there. I think Vancouver's maybe a year or two behind Winnipeg in their arc, but there are definitely some similarities. Markstrom versus Hellebuck that's going to
be fun.
That's going to be a lot of fun. So that's versus with Adrian and Roy. Johnny Canucks Talk. You can find us, of course, you can find our podcast, the Johnny Canuck Podcast, anywhere you can find podcasts, and apparently we're also on YouTube now. So press that button. What's it called? Subscribe or like, or just comment, or just say something like,
I love their faces.
Oh, yes.